Back, everybody, to Dan Excelsior, the Mostly Marvel Show, episode
Okay.
240, Lanterns, season 1, episode 2. I'm your host, Ricky. With me, as always, we got Dennis.
How you doing, Ricky? You sound a little tired.
A long day, hot. Dolly died. I don't know.
Dolly did
Not looking
die.
good right now.
Dolly did die. That is a sad thing for sure. R.I.P. Dolly Parton. She was one of the greats. She was a great one. So, yeah. But is that what's got you down, or is it the heat?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Hmm. What was your
We
favorite
have
Dolly?
AC. It's like oh,
What was your favorite
favorite
Dolly
Dolly
Parton
Parton
song?
song. Mm, I don't want to say I will always love you, but that is a damn perfect song. Um, I'll say 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is classic.
Yeah, that is a classic. It is. I watched the movie when I was a kid. That she wrote that song for.
Hmm.
Um, it's a classic, and it's true. It's true then as it is today. Or it's as true today as it was then. It's a really interesting, just catchy song about capitalism, and
I mean, now we're 8 to 5. It got
I know,
worse.
right? See, yeah, yeah, but um, yeah, Dolly's a great one, so it's cool. But you were gonna say you have AC?
I do have AC, but it's also like that's my Green Goblin mask. All right, I see it there. It talks to me, but I know the minute I turn that on, I'll be eating top ramen for the week. So
Is
you
that how
know,
it goes? That's the budget cuts. They go that
yeah,
extreme.
yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. I am not in such dire straits, but it is hot over here. I was actually gonna go watch End of Oak Street on Sunday, and then right before I left the house, I checked the temperature, 93 degrees. I was like, not worth it. It's not worth it. So I just stayed home.
Where do you stand on J.J. Abrams as a director?
I hate him. I think you knew
Is,
that
is it because of Superman?
because of Superman.
He did Returns, right?
Mm-mm.
Who did? I thought he did Superman Returns.
Mm-mm. That's more awkward than you're thinking.
Oh no, that's the other guy. I know who did that movie. Scratch that.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
because of Lost?
Lost doesn't help. Um, it's because of all the things he's done. It's because of Lost. It's because of Super 8. It's because of
Oh,
Star Trek.
I kind of like Super 8.
Star Trek. It's because of Star Wars. I will say the only thing I've never watched of his is I've never watched Alias, which is kind of what
Oh,
got him
that's
famous.
yeah.
That was like his
That got him
biggest.
all the other things.
Yeah, I know, it did. But all the other things I don't like.
You like his daughter's music,
I don't know who his daughter is.
Gracie Abrams.
Oh, I don't go out of my way to listen to Gracie Abrams music,
Oh, well.
but I was not aware. Now I won't hold
Nepo,
that against
yeah.
her. I won't hold it against her, but if I listen to her and I don't like her, I will hold it against her.
All right.
So no, but we could. Did you mention that we're going to be talking about Lanterns episode 2 today?
Mm-hmm.
You did. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We will do that later, but before we do that, we'd like to tease you and make you wait while we talk about various things. Like Ricky will be talking about nerd news that's come out this week. And also, we do like to talk about what we have been nerding out on. My list is extensive. I
We'll
have
go for
nerded
it.
out quite a
Kick us
lot.
off.
All right. Lindsay and I finished Unreal, so that's done. We also finished the Avatar movie. Avatar Aang, the Last Airbender movie,
The one that got leaked.
the one that got leaked.
Hmm.
That is a fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, or if you haven't seen it yet, and you did watch the cartoon, highly recommend. If you've never watched the cartoon, still highly recommend.
I've watched the cartoon, yeah.
If you watch the cartoon, it's super good. It is the animation is breathtaking. The whole time we were watching it, Lindsay kept saying, "This makes the Netflix show look like bullshit." Like
Live action show.
the Netflix live action show. She doesn't want to finish watching that show now. After watching this movie was it gave her everything she needed as a continuation of the story, and it kind of bridges the gap a little bit between Korra
Hmm.
and the original series as well. Studio Mir did the animation for it. They've also done My Adventures with Superman and X-Men '97
What do you think of
and
the
Voltron.
voice recasting?
I love it. I love the voice recasting because I think they're old now. You know, like they're older. They're in their 20s or 30s,
Hmm.
whatever. They don't really say what age they are, but it's understood that they're adults now, and so it's okay that they have them. They still get a fun nod to their childhood versions at a point in the movie where you get to see that for a second, and it's cute. But I think that the characters were written so well that I believe that they are the versions that I remember as a watching 10, 12, 12, 20 years ago. I don't even remember how long that show
It's like
how long ago
15
that show
years. Yeah.
15 years ago, yeah, something like that. It's great. I also I'm caught up on Reacher right now. That show is amazing. If you like large white men, that's the way to go. Uh, and then Lindsay and I just started finally rewatching, or not rewatching. We never watched the last season of Upload. Um,
Oh, is it 2 or 3 seasons?
4.
Oh, does he get downloaded?
I'm not done yet, so we're
Oh,
watching that. We're watching that right now, but because he supposedly died at the end of the season 3, and
he's already dead, right?
yeah, but died again because he actually got put into a body,
Oh,
and and then he died again, and he thought he was gone.
yeah.
Um, uh, it was fun watching it because like 2 of the actors, I was reminded that I'm like, oh yeah, I met them like last year at Comic Con.
It ain't no San Junipero.
No, it is not San Junipero, but it has its quirky, fun moments, and it's not The Office either. It's definitely not the greatest thing, but the juicy parts that I really wanted to get to that I've been geeking out on is on Friday I watched Normal with Bob Odenkirk. Uh, it's another Bob Odenkirk action movie with from the guys who did John Wick. Um, those
What's the
guys
other one? No one or
Nobody and Nobody Two.
and then this is called No One.
No, normal,
Normal. Okay.
normal, and it's a totally different character, different premise, but balls to the wall action. The yakuza in Minnesota in a small town. It gets pretty crazy. But it's a fun movie. But the interesting thing about it is when it was over, HBO Max recommended The Equalizer to me, and I realized
Queen
I have
Latifah?
no Denzel.
No.
I have never watched any of those movies. Honestly, the reason I never watched them is because I hold Denzel in such a high esteem that I kind of always felt those movies were beneath him, just on surface at a glance. You know what I
I
mean?
feel
It's
like
like
his John Wick.
they,
Those
I
movies do really
guess.
well, by
I
the way.
know they do really well. I could tell because like I finally watched them. I watched all 3 of them. I
Hmm.
watched 1, 2, and 3. They're solid. They're fun. I don't think the action compares to John Wick or anything like that because it's a lot of cutaways, it's a
Yeah,
lot of like off-screen kills, stuff like that. But I underestimated, or I maybe I yeah, I underestimated those movies because they're fun. They're not the best example of Denzel
that's like a
Washington
movie your
firing
mom will love.
I think it's a movie your grandma will love.
Sure,
Yeah, I think your grandma's way more into that stuff than my mom.
you won't watch the Queen Latifah show.
I don't know. Like I liked the movies enough that maybe I'd check it out.
But what
But
if it was Queen Latifah?
is it as good? Have you watched it?
I've only ever seen that show in hotels.
How many seasons is that show?
I think it's at least three.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's like I think it's CW, but
Gotcha. But yeah, I watched all the Equalizers, and then I also finally started. I've almost finished season 3 of Ted Lasso because I finally decided
yeah,
I
are
was
they
gonna.
all out or is it?
That's
Oh,
season
sorry, season
4.
three, season
Season
four. Yeah.
4 is running right now. I will get there and I will let you know. But I'm on the
Mm.
second to last episode of season 3. I like season 3 better than 1 and 2. Um, I think it tries uh, it tries a little less hard to fill my my day with brightness every episode. I think there's a little bit of
I think
there's a nice.
Shrinking is a better Ted Lasso.
I think Shrinking says that season 1 is a better Ted Lasso. I think season 2 was okay. Yeah, but I
Three.
like
Or
I like season 3 of Ted Lasso. It's fun. The episode where they spend the day in Amsterdam, that is a fantastic episode. It was really well done. Every character was given the proper amount of time that they needed to tell their own stories. It's a beautiful episode. I really love that one. So yeah, I just wanted you to know because I know how much you love Ted Lasso that I'm
I've not
finally
finished season
back
three.
on that train. Oh, you have not? Did you watch the Amsterdam episode?
I'm not sorry. I've not started season three.
Season 4 or season 3?
Three.
Oh, okay.
We
All
fell
right.
off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we all did. I think the thing I like about it, and I have not done anything to confirm it, but the season 3 feels like an exploration of what it's like to lose the person you love the most to someone else, and how do you come back out of that hole. And I like it because I can tell that it's coming from a place of real reflection. You know what I mean? Like it's a genuine sore that Jason Sudeikis is working out in that show.
I don't know. That dude served his wife at CinemaCon a few years ago.
I know. But what's crazy is like as petty or as vindictive as he may be in real life, Ted Lasso finds ways to do it different. You know what I mean? And maybe that's him therapizing himself, right? He's working out how to do it, how he could have done that better, right? So that's kind of the fun of that season for me. Hello out there, whoever's watching the show right now. We are happy to be streaming live right now, but if you can't watch it live, that's cool too. We appreciate everybody who's checking out the show, and feel free to give us your takes on anything that we just mentioned while we're nerding out. What about you, Ricky? What have you been nerding out
on? Nothing in terms of shows. I've been playing a lot of Top Gun Battlefield right now.
Top Gun Battlefield.
So like Battlefield 6 is doing a Top Gun collab. So you can play as Miles Teller or I forgot his name, Bob. I forgot the actor's name. But they
Oh, damn it! Now you made me lose this name.
yeah. They're both in it. There's like cutscenes with all of them in it. all the Top Gunisms. They play the song, so it's kind of cool. It scratches that itch for a fun piece of free DLC.
Man, you're lucky you never played the original Top Gun game. That game sucks. It was hard and it's not satisfying. So I'll look that up. That sounds cool.
It's a fun. They have a special mode for it. And it's a good couple. If you have Battlefield, it's a fun way to chip in or chime back in.
Okay.
Uh, Watching, yeah, nothing new show wise, nothing new in the theaters. I did see Avengers Endgame tickets went back on sale
For
uh,
Encore,
for Encore.
yeah, they
Are you
put out a
gonna
trailer. They
you
put
gonna
out a
double
trailer
dip?
for it. Nope.
Has there been a movie that you double dipped on, or that you saw on a re-release?
On a re-release?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny you should mention that. I just bought my tickets for Transformers the movie the other day.
40th.
40th anniversary.
Wow.
Yep. I also watched special edition of Star Wars. That's before we knew better, though.
But okay, yeah, but that had new stuff too, right?
That did have new stuff. In
Yeah,
fairness,
so it's the same thing.
so does the Transformers movie.
It has new stuff.
They're adding something at the very end. Yeah,
Oh,
I've already seen like the tease of what it is, but
is it
it's
more trans? Isn't there already stuff that happens after that movie?
no,
Oh,
it's dead Optimus Prime floating in space and his finger jiggles. And it's also that
wait.
they can sell you the new Robosen Optimus Prime in the gray and black.
But Transformers does continue after that movie,
Yes, it does.
just without Optimus.
Not for long. They bring him back eventually in that show too.
Okay. Oh, so what? That doesn't add anything.
I think it's to help people heal from the events that happen
But is
in the
it new or
movie.
is it just something you never put in?
It's actually CG.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
new. It's a new scene that they put at I think in the post credits or whatever. But that's not why I'm seeing it. I don't need to heal. I was never damaged the way most people were from it.
How
I actually
much uh, Transformers existed before that movie? Like, what's the run up to
two
that
seasons,
peak? So two seasons of the show,
and
40 some odd episodes.
back then seasons were long,
Yeah,
so it might almost be 100 episodes before
100
that.
episodes.
Yeah,
It's like two years of stuff, and then you get this movie.
yeah, at least 2 years. I'm checking really quick, but yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, and they also had cartoons. Or, I mean, it's not cartoons. I meant
Comics.
comics too that were separate. Separate
Mm-hmm.
storylines. But yeah, so they had a lot. I'm just checking really quick to see if I can find how long that show was. Uh, why are you making it so hard on IMDb?
Guessing.
There it is. So
I guess 80.
the show ran from 1984 to 1987. There were 98 episodes total.
Not bad.
Season one was
Like 30
apparently
a season.
16 episodes.
Mm.
Apparently, that's crazy. Season two was way more. Season two was 49 episodes.
Okay.
So I said 16. Yeah. So 65 episodes before they killed. But you got to understand, they didn't just kill Optimus.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
killed
They killed
most.
everybody.
They killed most of the G1 characters,
Mm-hmm.
minus like Grimlock and sorry, most of the G1 Autobots is what I mean to say. Like, yeah, and they did it because Hasbro wanted to refresh, right? And they needed to get new toys out there for people to buy, and so they're like, the best way to do it is a movie and just wipe them all out and give them new ones and stuff. So I understand that a lot of people my age carry a lot of trauma around this movie. Um, for whatever reason, I did not. I just thought it was the coolest thing ever when I saw those characters die. It's kind of like when when we were talking when we were getting ready to see Infinity War, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, you know what I want? I want Spider-Man to die. And everybody thought I was just like crazy or sadistic or whatever, and or masochistic. And it's just like, I want to care. I
I
want
mean,
to
yeah,
care
that's a thing that
about
happens, right? In the comics, they die.
yeah. I want to care about something like the way I did reading the
They
comics.
always
You know what
come
I mean?
back.
And so for me, it's awesome when I get to see um, so many of them die. I I know that this is a short list. I believe there are way more than this that die in that movie. But it's I appreciate you giving me that list, um, uh, Michael online. But yeah, no, it's just for me. I just like seeing that kind of experience happen um, to things that I like. I like seeing stakes brought to something that were treated like a children's program. You know what I mean? Like it. Everybody said, "Oh, that's a kids show. That's all there is." And so when you see that movie, you don't feel like a kids movie.
Hmm.
It feels raw. So, but to answer your question, as far as re-releases go, uh, this might be the first time
Okay.
I've ever done it.
I'm watching Akira next week, so.
Okay. Yeah, and in fairness though, like I never saw it in theaters the first time.
Hmm.
I was a
Transformers.
yeah no.
Okay.
When I was you got to understand like maybe this adds a lot of context. When I was a kid, my parents didn't take me to kids movies, especially my dad. My dad took us to movies he wanted to see,
Well, neither did mine.
which is why RoboCop has stuck in my brain forever. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Never getting a new one of those.
Oh, I know. We're jumping ahead on the news there. Um, but yeah, no. So like, there's a lot of things that I didn't get to see in theaters because they just weren't they weren't interesting to my dad. You know what I
Were
mean?
they as accessible back then?
Accessible. I had no
Theaters.
problems going to the movies. Yeah,
That's
yeah. There's places for wheelchairs to park, like or yeah. There's always as long as I've been going to the movies, there's always been places for me to park my chair.
okay.
So
That's good.
yeah. So at least at least 38 or 40 plus 40 years of that. I just didn't get to see this movie because it wasn't something my dad wanted to see. That's
Hmm.
all. But I saw it at home, and I knew what I was in for when I watched it. So, but yeah, what about you? You're gonna see Akira. You've seen Akira before, but have you seen Akira in theaters?
I've never seen Akira.
Oh, you've never seen Akira. That is interesting. Okay,
I don't like anime.
that's fair. I don't either, but I've seen Akira. I understand that I'm supposed to
So
see
I'm
Akira.
giving myself the best opportunity to enjoy it.
Hopefully, yeah, yeah,
No, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I know it's a very uh, important film outside of its medium, kind of in the grander pop culture sense. So I'm excited to
yeah,
kind of start seeing or to see the source or a source of a lot of it. So
yeah, yeah. It's a lot. It's that movie has influenced a lot of things,
mhm.
a lot of things. So you'll see, you'll get there. It's cool. But yeah,
Shall we do the news?
yeah, do it.
All right. The Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Garage show is in fact real. It's happening. It is getting an 8 episode straight to series order. The show will be titled "The People versus Gorilla Grodd." Basically, everyone from the Daily Planet scene of the Superman movie will be back in some capacity. Do you know what this actually is going to be, though?
No.
It's going to be filmed as a true crime like document or documentary show, just in universe,
Okay.
starring all the Daily Planet people. So that's kind of an interesting take. It's kind of a story within a story.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I like the dude who plays Jimmy Olsen. I loved him on Righteous Gemstones, and um,
Skylar Gisondo.
yeah, and I am very down to watch this. I thought the version that we got of him in Superman last year was probably the most well defined Jimmy Olsen
He wasn't really
that interested
Superman's
me.
best pal, though.
I'm okay with that.
You're missing the like that's a big part of him, isn't it?
I think that's that. I think that Jimmy should be able to be a character on his own, and that's what I think I liked about that one in
All right.
Superman. There was a lot going on to that Jimmy. Like he was, he was moving and shaking that movie a lot. Like he had a lot of, uh, a lot. His plot had a really cool, interesting thing going on. It was fun. It was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, Spider-Man: Brand New Day uh, passes No Way Home to take place to take third place at the all-time domestic box office list.
Hey, I'm just curious. When did you grab that news?
This was yesterday. Sorry, I knew it was off. It actually already had passed No Way Home. It is now number two.
Yeah, yeah, because I saw both of them on the same website.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
two
yeah,
one was today. Yeah.
yeah. So it is trailing behind. Sorry, The Force Awakens, and it surpassed Endgame. What's interesting though, well, actually, let's get some numbers. It's grossed so far 854 million. Again, this is only what are the 2 weeks, 3 weeks into its run, so it will take the top spot
Yes, it
eventually
will.
from Star Wars. But
Yeah.
the big but with all this is Endgame. Endgame's coming back out.
Yeah.
That counts towards it. So I think when the dust settles, it'll end up being number two, all things considered. Until they re-release Spider-Man Brand New Day in like 5 years. That's cool. I mean, kudos to like praise for praise or flowers to do. Disney owning the top 3, 4 of those slots is kind of remarkable.
Disney does not own that one.
A Disney IP.
That's not a Disney IP.
That's a Spider-Man.
That's a
Hey,
Sony IP.
rising tides raise all ships.
Okay, fair enough. But that's Sony. So kudos to Sony
Yeah,
for
kudos
that
to
one.
Sony.
Yeah. Give them credit where it's due. That's theirs. They own that
They
stuff.
can't make any other superhero movie, but
Well, yeah, they can't make it well. They can make a lot. They've showed us they can make a lot of them. But they cannot make them well. Yes.
it's great that this movie alone is like made more than all the other ones combined in terms of the other
Yeah,
Sony children.
I know.
Um, but yeah, I honestly will be curious to see what Endgame ends at, like how much of an uplift these extra 4 minutes that it'll get. Speaking of which, the trailer for the Endgame re-release came out today.
Yeah, I watched it.
Is slightly different than the trailer they showed at Comic Con, but same sentiment. Endgame coming back on September 25th in brand new Infinity Vision, and of course, it'll be about 4 minutes of new stuff that will tie into Doomsday. I think the only interesting nugget that came part of this trailer is people are comparing scenes from this trailer to the actual movie, and they seem to have done some color correcting.
Okay.
It's a brighter movie, I guess. The shorter nugget. Um, I'm wondering if that's just more of a trailer thing, or if they're taking like another creative pass on it. Um, who knows? But
Yeah, it's like why do you need to fix it? You know what I mean? It was fine.
yeah, you know
They
why?
like to tinker. They like to tinker, man. It's crazy.
Here's another
Yeah,
good nugget.
I will. happily, happily watch the extra footage online on my phone.
So on the heels of the Wonder Man uh, renewal and then subsequent cancellation, and kind of the backfire that Marvel has gotten for that decision,
Oh yeah, I saw. Have
people
you
are
seen Yaya's comments on that?
yeah. I mean, it was kind of our comments 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were talking about it, where it's like it looks a certain way, right?
Yeah, Yaya says, yeah, the optics are not good of
Yeah,
the kids
this is coming
Deadpool
after
shows.
canceling Blade,
Yeah.
Ironheart sitting on ice for like 2 3 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
it looks a certain way.
Armor
Um,
Wars.
Armor Wars in a nebulous state. Uh, but Illuminate Data, a company whose whole business model is aggregating streaming data the best they can to make some predictions, is kind of took their own pass at it. And from their data, historically, right,
Mm-hmm.
a show needs to have 50% viewership. What that means is a person needs to watch the show from beginning to end, and that counts, towards that number. And 52% seems to historically has been the magic number for Disney Plus in terms of what gets another season and what doesn't. Um, and according to their numbers, uh, Wonder Man came in just right at the cusp of that number,
Mm-hmm.
which would make sense why it would have been greenlit, right? The math checks out. But then we have to also remember that Disney had a pretty significant change in leadership in and around that time as well. So while it's all assuming, one can guess that those baselines shifted, right? Um, so it might
But
not be.
where
It's
is Luminate getting any of this information?
they are getting their information. I can find it for you.
I feel like this story is a response to what Yaya had said, calling them out. Like because like the fact that not even Disney is saying these things, and that we have a third party speculating on it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little sus still, but it's okay. I appreciate that they're trying to help put a band-aid on this.
Yeah, to be fair, it doesn't. It's nothing to do about money per se. According to Illuminate, they're estimating 7 to 10 million per episode, putting it at probably one of the cheaper shows that they've done. Um, for context, this whole show they're estimating is probably cost 80 million. Secret Invasion costs about 200 million,
Oh, that show was bad.
and that also not necessarily presented that well.
That show's so bad we don't even talk about that one in the movies anymore. That's what's rough. So, yeah.
But interesting nuggets nonetheless.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take your news.
All right, that's all the news I got.
All right, cool. Um, are you ready to talk about lanterns?
I am.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
I thought you were going to too.
I will say something. So, you know that we have a good friend of the show, Frank, who was on a co-host on the show for many years, or many,
Mhm.
I mean, 2 years. 2 years was it 2 years? I think it was.
A
So
significant amount of the show.
a good chunk, right? Uh, maybe I think you know this too. Aside from being a giant Spider-Man fan, Frank loves him some Green Lantern.
It's a Green Lantern tattoo, if I recall.
He has a ring tattooed on his finger of the Green Lantern ring. Yes. So he loves this character so much that I remember when the Ryan Reynolds movie came out, I said, Frank, I don't want to watch this with anybody else because, like,
We should watch that movie, by the way.
sure,
with
That
Frank.
sounds awesome. No, he won't do that. So we said, I said, I want to watch this movie with you because, like, if you don't like this movie, there's no chance I'm gonna like this movie. And we could both tell in sitting in that theater really early on, it was a terrible movie, right? We still had fun. It was funny. But I was really, really curious. I tried to get Frank on the show last week. It didn't work out. I wanted to talk Lanterns with him because he loves Green Lantern more than any human being I know. The second person that loves Green Lantern as much, or close to what Frank is our friend Dr. Jones. We shall have him probably on the show at some point. We should. But I had to ask Frank after it was in our group chat. I was like, "Did you watch it yet? Tell me what you think." And he hadn't watched it, so then he went and watched it, right? And I have to read what he said because I'm not saying this is how I feel. This opinion does not reflect that of you or me. But I do think it's interesting. Lanterns seems like a show written with the depth of a teenager who thinks he's being profound, while also assuming the audience is too stupid to understand even the most obvious subtext. Starting the show with the apple on the head bit and then following it up with Hal Jordan jumping out of a moving vehicle pretty much told me what I was in for. On the plus side, the show is well acted, and I like the atmosphere and visuals overall, including the constructs. There's definitely some good stuff here. I just don't think the writing is for me. I probably won't watch any more episodes unless I'm really bored, which I almost never am unless I'm watching the majority of modern day entertainment. So I think the trick with Frank, is I think this sentiment is really representative of why he probably kind of like stopped being on this show after a while, right? I think in general, I think he was getting soured by all the content that we were watching regularly. I know that Morbius was the last straw for him, right? When we were like, "Hey,
Hmm.
we're going to talk about Morbius on the show." But I just wanted to put that out there because I think it's interesting because like when you and I watched the show last week, I was of the opinion that there's like, wow, this Lantern show is fantastic. I can't imagine anybody not liking this show. And then I found the person. I found. That said, I do see his points. I don't necessarily agree with all of them. I think it's important to maintain a sense of whimsy when we're enjoying this kind of content, and as our friend Travis on the show or often on the show would say, like, it's an embarrassment of riches that we have right now, and so I choose to look at the positives. And yeah, I enjoyed Lanterns so much last week that I was super happy to anticipate just Sunday night. You know what I mean? I was like, I couldn't wait until Sunday came around. And with that said, I think this episode was incredibly simple, but it still has me hooked. Like I think you want to summarize the plot of this episode?
Uh, Look, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but to Frank's point, I can definitely see how if you're a fan of a certain property and it's not, and what you're getting is not meeting like your needs, whether or not the what you're being fed, like if you don't like what you're being fed, regardless of the quality materials, you know,
Yeah.
it's not gonna like it.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate him standing on business and making that known.
Yeah.
But also the fact, it's good acting. They're good. He can also,
Which he did say that.
yeah,
He did.
yeah,
He did acknowledge that.
But Lantern, let's see, Lantern season 1 episode 2 picks up the next day, presumably
After the explosion.
after the explosion, where essentially the ring needs to be charged. So he sends John across the country back to Coast City to go get the lantern.
Well, after he tries to teach John how to fly.
After he tries to teach John how to fly.
And
Uh,
it's an important plot point because in trying to fly, he fails to fly, but instead creates a whole ass bird. Um, I have read enough Green Lantern and watched enough Green Lantern content to know that creating a whole ass bird is pretty crazy.
mhm.
He created a living thing. Like it was a sentient living creature that was protecting him and flying around doing its own thing. Um, and the craziest part is, like, and I love that the show showed it, is when he said, when Hal gave him the tickets for the flight and said, hey, give me back the ring. As soon as the ring came off, Hal looked incredibly shocked because that bird was still there. And I'm did you clock that? Did you get
Yeah,
that?
no, it definitely
Okay,
like
okay. Because they reference that throughout the whole episode. Everybody's
yeah,
quite shocked
everyone's
about the
talking
bird.
about the bird, and
Yeah,
I think as the bird persists, uh, and more people start commenting on it, you as the viewer begin to acknowledge like this is not
everybody's saying
this is
normal.
extraordinary, you know,
Yes, yeah,
like
yeah. I just
um
wanted to make sure that was included because that's probably the one of the biggest plot points that occurred in this episode. But there are more, so you can
yeah.
continue.
So
Sorry.
while John's going on the get the lantern side quest with the bird, Hal is continuing his investigation. On John's journey, he gets a little bit more insight on the Hal's past via photos in his giant mansion that was gifted to him.
Mhm.
And then on Hal's side, he's further uncovering like something is off about the entire town. But
Yeah,
then John gets kidnapped by the same group of aliens that exploded. But they don't have a name, do they? Yet
they haven't said them.
they
They
haven't
haven't said
given a
their name yet.
name. And essentially, they injected a vision into John's brain,
They imprinted, yeah, they
imprinted.
imprinted, yeah, that's what they call it.
But
It
their
looked
whole
like a vision.
conceit is like, hey, we're after a hunter. We think you guys are too. You got 48 hours to find this thing or find this guy,
Or
or
we
we're just
blow
gonna
up
blow
the whole city.
the whole thing. And don't tell how.
Yeah.
Peace. And that was that.
Hmm.
They let him be. They let him be. Let him go back with the lantern.
There was a cool freeway action scene, um, and they did imprint the the memory of what uh, Manhunters did to their planet.
Mhm.
What I thought was the coolest part about that is you see John in agony as he's experiencing that horror. That horror. We never see the scene. They never showed us, and I was like, I
Budget
kind of like,
cuts.
yeah, I kind of like how I like the idea of saving the budget for later. You know what I mean? I won't call it budget cut until they never show us the scene. If they never show us the scene, then then I'll agree
No,
with you, budget cuts. But
but
I respect their storytelling for now. Yeah.
John's more sus about the town. He also goes and gets the aliens from the morgue and discovers that
You mean
the
Hal? Yeah.
house, sorry, and
Yeah.
discovers that the metal detectors in and around the city are not metal detectors or alien detectors, which, according to Hal, is not a normal piece of technology that exists
Yeah.
anywhere. He goes to confront Macon about it, and Macon basically says, "Hey, you're on my property. Get off my property." No, okay. He shoots him, and
He
since
gets
Hal has no
shot. Yeah.
charge, he can't do anything. And it was kind of a nice or like a I feel like a hubris check on Hal's part for him to get shot
Yeah.
and have
You should not start shit when you have zero charge on your ring,
yeah
man. I'm just saying.
zero
Yeah.
charge on the ring or zero legal grounds to not be shot.
Or a zero bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
It's probably yeah. But
Um,
we did learn because Hal ends up in the hospital, and the hospital was sus as hell too, right?
completely empty,
Zero doctors, zero patients.
empty with new equipment.
The equipment still got bags on it, yeah. And I get that it's a healthy town, but like, I mean, I've never seen a hospital that empty
Yeah.
in my life. So, But you also learn that the sheriff is actually from Gotham,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're inclined to rewatch the first episode, when they visit her, she is talking on the phone and tells somebody, "Okay, say hi to Barb for me." Um, so I think they're implying some things, or it could just be a coincidence, and somebody that she's talking to on the phone could be named Barb. Who knows? Who knows? But um, I think it's intentional that they chose to make her from Gotham. So we'll see where that plays out. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but to sum it up, the episode is really Hal finds out what the whole town already knows uh, is that Macon knows how to find aliens, and meanwhile, John goes on an errand to get the lantern and learns about manhunters, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole damn episode, with one exception. At the very end,
Mm-hmm.
Hal Hal is
At
given the suit.
Well, once Hal gets the revelation that it may be manhunters involved, he takes the suit, puts it on, and goes to visit his old mentor, Sinestro.
Yeah, that frozen planet is where they keep the science cells. That is something in the Green Lantern lore. The science cells are a prison that the Guardians designed to house all of their criminals, because the Guardians do not believe in the death penalty. Um, they don't. The Guardians do not execute criminals. So every criminal that the Lanterns have ever caught exists and lives in the science cells, and that is where Sinestro is, and his in all his Hannibal Lecter glory. He seems to know. He seems to know that the Manhunters are the second biggest threat to Hal, and then he says, "So how's John doing?" Implying that that is the first, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
the whole episode, like, I think, has been really implying that John Stewart is insanely powerful, insanely powerful. Because, like, I had to text Frank today and ask him, because I've never seen a Green Lantern maintain a construct without the ring. And so I asked Frank, does that happen? And he says very rarely, but it's it's only ever been Hal or John that have done it. But more cases, it's John. So I think they're showing Hal the signs, that the same signs that we were seeing in the first episode, right? Is that the writing's on the wall, Hal. John is there to replace your ass, like, not like fill in for when you're done, or something happens to you. He is there to fully replace you, because he is superior to you in every way. And so I think that's why Hal's got a chip on his shoulder, because he knows, right? And I love that when John finally gets back and he's seen other people react to the bird, and he says, "Why didn't you give me a goddamn hoorah when I made the bird exist without the ring? Because I just found out that's like an impossibility." And instead of just acknowledging, this amazing feat, he just says hoorah, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I love the look on Kyle Chandler's face when he takes that ring from John and still sees the bird there. That is super cool. It's a cool scene. It's a cool moment, especially if you recognize that, like, there wasn't even a real bird there in real
Mm-hmm.
life. Like, so, like, um, he's just acting it, but that's some good acting. So again, like we've all said, the acting on this show is what is carrying the show, because I think uh, at the writing level, what happened in this episode, super simple, super simple. It's all just drawn out in hilarious ways, right? Like, we spend several minutes watching Hal, like, steal dead bodies from the
Mm-hmm.
morgue and load them up in his car.
Naked alien bodies.
I know, right? We had to see Dick on a dead body in this show, because they want to do like that, and it's funny. But yeah, I think that the point of the show is like, is they want to do a slow burn and they want you to just enjoy these characters. So much so that they're trying to get us to enjoy the sheriff, right? They're trying to get us to be curious about Macon. They're trying to get us to understand the what makes this town tick.
Well, they're making what is inherently a weird, maybe even complicated lore, right? In terms of what the lanterns are and who they fight, what their motives are, and they're breaking it down to something very accessible, which is the cop show. But really good cop show, you know. But like the bird, right? The the line about people don't have these alien detectors everywhere.
The NDA.
The NDA, right? Like they're slowly like hinting, right, at the much larger narrative. So if you know what you're doing, or if you know who's, you know, why the pink dude at the end is such a big deal, you know, it scratches that itch for you.
Yeah. Do you think it's Lex?
Tyler Lex or Batman.
I don't think it's Batman. I definitely don't think it's Batman.
You don't think Batman's anti-alien?
I don't think he is. I do think it's Lex, but we have to remember that this show takes place
Before
in
takes place before Superman.
This is 2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That the yeah. So like that makes me wonder: is it Lex?
Do you want? I guess do you want it to be Lex?
I don't necessarily want it to be Lex. I'm just trying to figure out like, do we need it to be that cohesive, or can it just be established that this DC universe, it is clear that there are many people that are apprehensive about alien threats.
He
right?
is the only other xenophobe that we have seen.
Right, he's the only one that we've seen besides, Macon. But it doesn't mean there can't be more. So I almost prefer it not be Lex and that it be somebody else that could be a justification for forming a Legion of Doom with Lex.
Well, people
right?
also think Macon is with the Black Hand, the Black Lantern thing guy.
Oh, the Black Lantern.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a reason this show's called Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
People wanted the guy who kidnapped John. They were theorizing before this episode aired that he was going to be Atrocitus, which is a Red Lantern, and now he's not. Or is he? Who knows?
I mean, he still could be. Yeah.
He still could be, but we'll see. But I think for me, the fun is just letting it play out, because I had a fun time watching that episode, even though almost nothing happened.
Yeah, I'll say my patience is not running thin, but
yeah.
The timer has started
on.
You've told me that there are only 14 species who can replicate. Right, perfectly. Mm-hmm. And so far, we've gotten 2, and then I think if you toss in presumably a way they're going to do the Guardians, they also self-replicate, or there's a lot of aliens that look like people in this show. Damn it!
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
What about Sinestro? Does he count?
No.
Okay, cool. So you're cool with Sinestro showing up and being.
I'm more than ecstatic. I think that's a really smart thing for them to do. Look, let's say Sinestro doesn't make it out of this season, right, or ever again in the DCU. I'm happy that we got these little nuggets that, hey, he's out there, he exists, he's presumably intrinsic with Hal in some form or fashion.
And he can form a Legion of Doom with Lex.
Sure. But those pillars of world building, those are, I think, what's pushing this show, balance ahead of some of the other stuff that we've seen.
I think they were. That's what was missing from Supergirl. Meaningful connective tissue.
Yeah,
Like the problem with Lobo is he's not connected to anything. He's a rogue agent that just goes
he's
wherever
just
he
a
wants.
Lobo, you know.
Yeah, he's just Lobo.
But you could
Like
have thrown in like a known alien in the back.
like I would have loved anybody from Apocalypse or the any of the New Gods. Anything like that would have been great, you know. But instead, it's Lobo, and it's like okay, cool. But yeah, this show is trying to slowly drip feed you the lore of Green Lantern, and also turn stuff on its head, right? Because like what Jon Stewart is doing has me incredibly intrigued.
Yeah, I mean the not to get into what next week brings, but the teaser I think makes it pretty clear that the Guardians were watching Jon
John
Stewart
for a long time,
for a
right?
long time.
Yeah,
Um, and hopefully we get to find out why. But uh,
yeah,
he's definitely special, really special in this universe. And if he's enough, if his presence is enough to put even Sinestro, who I think you can argue is probably was one of the best Green Lanterns at one point, if it's enough
mm-hmm.
to put him on edge, like
Yeah, yeah,
that's saying a lot. Like I don't want to say Sinestro's not a bad guy, but he's more, I guess, to like a modern analogy, more Killmonger than
yeah. I think he had a problem with their fundamental stance on how to treat their criminals
yeah,
more than anything else. Like
yeah,
I think he had a different way of cleaning up the streets. Yeah.
yeah, arguably better. Something we're not gonna
Or he just didn't like the Guardians. We'll see. We'll see what
yeah,
this
yeah,
next week.
yeah, yeah. But
We'll see.
for enough, if you're doing stuff that Sinestro knows while in jail,
While in prison. Yeah.
you know, and maybe it could be, one angle they could go is like a Jedi situation where, hey, the Guardians like, hey, let's try recruiting babies. That's fucked up on its own, but that would make sense why Sinestro would be mad.
Fair enough. We'll let it play out. But I think the point is we're still hooked right now. We even though episode 2 tried to slow play us, they're doing the slow burn for sure. I'm still excited. I am excited for episode 3. I will still look forward to my Sunday nights because I like it that much. But yeah, in the meantime, watch that or any of the million things that we talked about on the show. Action figures, are there before we go, are there any action figures to pre-order this week? I can't remember.
No, but I saw they put Webman back out. I kind of want a Webman. He's a Pulse exclusive, so.
Are you sure there's nothing to pre-order this week? I think there is.
They re-released the Venom and the Lizard
And they
like 2 years
released
ago.
Mysterio last week
Yeah,
too.
but
I was
that
like,
web
what are you guys doing?
that Webman, let me know when you see him. I might want to put an order in.
I don't want no Webman.
I want a Webman.
I could have sworn there's something for pre-order this week on the 27th. Are you sure? Oh, there you go. It's
Doomsday?
Iron Man versus Spiral,
Oh,
Gamerverse.
yeah.
I knew there was something, but it's not that big. Yeah.
All right. Well, tune in next week for more tour updates and Lanterns episode 3 updates. But until then, true believers, enough said.